Hey there traders, welcome back for episode number 74 from the StockBandit.tv. It's a place you can always find trading videos to make you better, and I hope that your weekend has been a good one. Alright, now it's Sunday night and that means a brand new week of trading is before us. So in this episode, what we're going to do is examine the big picture and we're going to eyeball some important levels for the major averages. That's what I always do here, and that of course is what is likely to have the biggest impact on how individual stocks move. So that's where the biggest source of influence comes from, the big averages and the major indices. The overall market is what's going to impact individual stocks, and so I never want to ignore the price action in the major market indices. I hope you're not either. Now, before we begin, I do want to let you know about an event this Tuesday night. That's this week. It's June the 9th. That I'm going to be a part of. I'm going to be presenting a webinar in conjunction with the folks over at Worden, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's scheduled to be a 45-minute webinar, and for the first 30 minutes I'm going to be working through quite a few stocks of interest. I'm going to be pointing out some to you, what I'm seeing in the charts on both the bullish and the bearish side, and so offering some potential candidates there. And then the final 15 minutes of this webinar is going to be Q&A time, where you might want to bring forth your favorite stock and we can take a look at those too. And I certainly do not have all the answers. I am the first one to admit that, but it's going to be a chance for me to convey what I'm seeing out there and hopefully not only teach you a few things, but also put several stocks on your radar which you might find interesting, which of course is what I do for members at the StockBandit.com nightly. But this is a great chance for you to get that for free and put some names on the radar. Oh, and the best part about it is that this event will be free, entirely free. So be sure to register at the link down below this post beneath this video at the StockBandit.tv. If you're watching this clip from somewhere else, then be sure and stop by www.thestockbandit.net. That is my trading blog, and there will be info available there as well. But remember, free webinar this Tuesday night, June 9th, 45 minutes of chart reading with you and me. I can't wait. All right, so let's take a look at the indices. Up first is the NASDAQ, which last week on Monday had an important breakout to the upside. It got it out of this trading range it had spent several weeks in, just channeling, flip-flopping here, basing, whatever you want to call it, trading range, range bound. We're moving right here until last week. That trading range was very important though, because from this move up from the March lows, we had a huge run up, and then this basing action really helped to digest that move in a very healthy fashion. Now we're getting a breakout to the upside since this trading range, and if I erase all those drawings there and zoom in here on the chart, you see we moved higher on Monday and then kind of crept a little bit higher later in the week. So, you know, uneventful day on Friday, essentially unchanged, but it did so again on very light volume. So what we're doing here for the NASDAQ is we're moving toward this unfilled gap. Right here it starts at 1905 and moves up to 1947, which I believe is from last October. So that's really the next level to keep in mind right here for the NASDAQ. Again, holding above 1785 very well, but headed toward 1905 as the next stop. S&P 500 last week was able to make a new recovery high just slightly. 951 is the high there in the very short term, but again, we're really wrestling with this 943 area, which was the January high, and so we're basing right near that level. But again, looks like this index could head north once again and get back on the move to the upside. If it does, 1007 is going to be the next level right here. That's the November high from last year. But what we're going to need, if I zoom in here on the chart, is a little bit better volume than we saw the last few days here. That's most likely why price has kind of been moving sideways here. We need a little bit more activity to spark this index higher, and so keep a lookout on that. And again, a push through 951 is going to be needed. If it can do that, then the next technical stop would be up here, 1007. And finally, for the Dow, also moving up out of this multi-week channel that it spent some time in, and headed north on Monday, and then added a little bit more gains later in the week. But take a look here at the volume. Very quiet volume from Tuesday through Friday, which is most likely why we didn't see much gains between Monday and Friday's close. So bigger volume or better volume, stronger volume, whatever you want to call it, is going to be needed to put this index back on the momentum train, but directionally it is headed north out of a channeling pattern, which is very bullish, and that is encouraging if you are a bull. Next stop right up here, 89.50. That's an important level from a few months back, and then if we can clear 89.50, then 90.88 is going to be the January high. That's the next stop for this index. But again, need to see some perkier volume coming in there than what we're getting the last few days. All right, so that's what's on my radar for the major averages this week. Don't forget, stop by and register for Tuesday night's webinar. I hope to see you there. Thanks again for watching this episode. I will be back soon with more videos, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.